get some analysis on the war from Mikael Valtersson in Stockholm. He's a military analyst and former officer of the Swedish Armed Forces. Thank you so much for speaking to us. So firstly, the Patriot systems, to my understanding, are a defensive air system. So they do a lot to protect Ukraine from these deadly strikes that Russia's launched in recent weeks. But if Ukraine wanted to launch strikes deeper into Russian territory, what kind of weaponry would they need then from the United States?
Well, from the United States, the most easy way to get long-distance weapons is to get ATACMS. Because Ukraine already have the HIMARS system, and that's a wheeled system which can fire different kinds of missiles. And they usually use the MLRS. They can have 6 of those on it, but they have a limited range. But if they have one ATACMS missile, they can reach at least 300 kilometers inside Russia. Or they have already had some of them, but they were used up very quickly. So that's the easiest way for U.S. to supply Ukraine with long-range weapons.
And do you think that the United States would possibly supply them with those types of weapons?
Well, it's very possible because they already have done it, but now they don't give away things. The Patriot missiles are going to be paid by the NATO countries in Europe. And if they are willing to pay for ATACMS, they might get them also.
And Mikael, what do you think for the coming months, in the summer months in particular, Russia's military strategy will be now that they also know that Ukraine will be continuously supplied with weapons from the EU and the US?
Well, first of all, we don't know how many weapons that will come, because if we look on the US deliveries, they were very heavy deliveries in the end of 2024, and then they have been declining. US might continue to deliver some weapons, but we don't know how many. And if there's a big risk for Ukraine that even with the new deliveries from the US, the deliveries still will be below the levels from last year. And but the Russian goals are two. One is to continue the attrition war and increasing its superiority on the field. When the war started, the Ukrainian army was actually 3 times as large as the Russian in Ukraine. And now Russia has maybe twice the number of soldiers in Ukraine than the Ukrainians, and the number is increasing.
Mikael,
So yes?
Yes, just very quickly, do you think these Patriot weapon systems and possibly more from the United States, plus possible sanctions from the US on Russia, could force Moscow into a ceasefire deal or hasten it at some point?
No, I believe the opposite, that it will entrench Russian positions, because they have tried to accommodate the US. But if US continues to support Ukraine at the same level as before, Russia will continue fighting.
Thank you very much, Mikael Valtersson, for your analysis. As always, appreciated.